Hey! Oi! Hey! Hey! Diddle-diddle-dee-dee-dum. Hello everybody, how's everyone tonight? My name is Quinlan, welcome to Melbourne Musos Face Chook Live. Here we go. Oh, I've got a few things to show you here. There's a little bit of things, a couple of things that I'm doing with impromptu TV at the moment, which is all about art and things like that. And I'm doing some biographies of some famous artists. And what's going on is dealing with some art techniques, right? But applying them to music and the drum set, okay? And what goes on is that when we're doing our rudiments, all that sort of business. Oh, by the way, I've got the Celtic hammered dulcimer. And when I get to the harmonic part of the evening, I'll talk about the scale. Oh, and so when you're starting to do different rudiments, all this, what starts to happen is that one of the first things that we learn to do is to actually split rudiments around the kit, you see. One of the most basic ones is good old single stroke roll. But let's take an accent study like a calypso. So you might have. There it is there. Right hand, hi-hat, and do the same thing. Maybe throw in a little rim shot here. See, mix it up with a rock beat. Oh. There you go. Now, what can happen is, there's your single stroke roll. Put in a few double strokes. Boom, boom. When you're doing that with, say, any kind of hand drum, you can start doing things with your fingers, you see. That kind of thing. Oh, there's a lovely little Bernard Purdy thing. I might take that out just for a second. Oop, pardon me. There you go. And one of the things that he does is uses his fingers like my. Wonderful stuff. Oh no, I'm not doing that yet. Anyway, I'll put them back in because I want to do them a bit tonight. Now, what happens is a couple of things with art is that you have things like negative space and, the background and stuff. I'm actually doing a show on a slightly controversial artist by the name of Tamara Di Lempicka. Some of you might know her. She's one of Madonna's favourite artists, all that. And Jack Nicholson, I believe, is a collector as well. And she does many different things. She was part of her nerds, all that sort of stuff, but her background, the background of the nerds was cubist in style. And that's a bit of negative space out around the back. There you go. So if I'm going to take something like the calypso, and then put the right hand on a cymbal, you're starting to get a bit of a, empty sound. You see, a couple of months ago, I did a thing about flams. I'll bring them up again tonight. But what happens is if you've got a single stroke roll. And then the first beat goes to the right cymbal. You're going to get an empty sound, right? That's not necessarily a bad thing if that's what you want. Put in a flam. You've got everything back again, you see. So this is what we're dealing with tonight, a little bit of a different kind of concept coming from art, and there you go. Now, if I was to put in a flam, do we know that there's 3 kinds of flams? Okay, so what you have is, if you're doing the typical, that was a bit of a Middle Eastern "We Will Rock You." You know, big. Appoggiatura. There you go. Now, when they're written, you've got, think of a flam, and you've got, say, a crotchet or whatever, and then your little grace note, okay, is your little baby note just before it, and that's an appoggiatura. When you start getting into marching, that is an acciacciatura, and that has the grace note that we know probably best with a little slash through it. It's closer. So you get... they were first taught to me as African flams, you see, big ones. Who remembers Ossie Bissa in the 70s? They used African flams. They were an incredible festival hall. Oof! There you go, you see. And then what happens is that then, if you're just playing a rock beat, I feel like I'm part of the sacred cows. Kill, kill, kill. Thrill, thrill, thrill. Check out the dean. Kill the regime. Whatever it is. And that's a... flat flams. There it is. There you go. Hoo-hooey! Now, if we split them, okay, so what I've got is negative space, empty sounds. Okay, now I'm going to do this now. I'm going to take the snares off. I'm going to go over to the trusty mallets. And what happens is that when you're dealing with a stick, the attack is right there. And when you're dealing with a mallet, you've got much less attack, you see. And depends on the hardness of the mallets. So what happens then is if I'm going to deal with, let's say, well, if I'm just going to go, yeah. Banana, 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 banana. Put it in. What happens if I flam a calypso? So I've got the calypso. And I flam the accents, right? Okay, so right, left, the right, left. Now, tom-tom. Hui! There you go. You see, all of a sudden you've got something that when you first hear it, you wouldn't think that that's a calypso. It's just like dun dun ba-do-do-do, ba-do-do-do-do-do. So when it goes like that, hey. Oh, I love this stuff. Watch what happens if I put the left hand on the floor tom number 1 or tom 5, or if I add these, tom 25. So, you see, and what happens is you've got a repetitive kind of little motive there. You see, all from a flammed calypso beat. It's known by many names in many different countries, depending on where you are. Don't say the wrong name in the wrong country. You'll whatever. There it is. So what starts to go on is that when you're splitting rudiments, you can start doing different things with the patterns, you see. And that's what goes on there, you see. Now, when we start talking about some of the great drummers that started to bring up, busy sticking, paradiddle rock, or this, and even, there you go. And what happens with that is that's who could I mention? Lenny White, Billy Cobham, all in the late 60s into the 70s, a young Jack Johnette. They're all on Miles Davis's Bitches Brew album. I should have brought out, I got the vinyl out in the back room, but Bitches Brew, there you go. Lenny White, there you go. Jack Johnette, all that. Dance to that. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. Oi! Let's do something with that. Metronome time. There you go. Now, I'm going to go over to the harmonic part of the evening. There you go. Hui! It is an overtone scale. What it is, it's a kind of a Lydian and a kind of a mixolydian mode. You've got the first, the second, the third, sharp 4, fifth, the sixth, the flat 7, and the octave. That's what you've got. That's the overtone scale. Known by a couple of names, but first presented to me through John McLaughlin's Mahavishnu Orchestra complete book, which is behind the bookcase, and over there. And then if John McLaughlin can call it an overtone scale, so can I. There you go. so much thinking Steve Gadd is also quite the paradiddle man. I'm thinking more Lenny White with bands like Return to Forever, Chick Corea, Stanley Clarke, Al Di Meola, and all that. And Lenny White was fantastic, and he's right there with Billy Cobham coming through, all that stuff. And then Steve Gadd came along in the Leprechaun album in '76, and whoa, what's going on? There you go. So that's what it is. Now, when you're dealing with this, I just finished talking about the calypso, and you've got that kind of. But if you take a paradiddle, I am an unashamed lover of the paradiddle, and I mention it quite a bit. There's probably a couple of face palms, but it is the basis for so many things. So take the ideas from it. I'm not teaching a paradiddle, I'm showing you a couple of different things that are going with it, with tonight's thing about negative space. There you go. Yes. Money penny. Sorry. So there's your paradiddle. And then get to know the rhythm of each hand, okay? Because when you're just doing it on one drum, that's fine. One of the things you want to do with the three basic rudiments, the single stroke roll, the double stroke roll, and the paradiddle, is when you're playing it, for the first time, you want to strive for a nice even sound on your practice pad or wherever you're playing it. If I'm going to do it on the snare drum here, there's single stroke, double stroke, paradiddle. And what I often say to my students is that if someone's waiting outside for their lesson coming in next, they would think, geez, that's a bit boring, you're just doing the same thing the whole time. And then when you're actually looking at it, the sticks are flying everywhere, a la stick control, which I mentioned last week, with the stick control with George Lawrence Stone, you see. And what happens is that you could go through the first couple of pages of stick control. There's no accents. And what goes on is that if you're just doing it on a practice pad, it should just be tap 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 like that, and away you go. However, this is what we're talking about. As soon as you put any rudiment on two different surfaces, there is an innate rhythm with them. So if I'm going to deal with empty sounds, so if I'm going to just go across to the ride cymbal here, and the left hand on the snare, just do a paradiddle. Boom, ba-da-dee-doo-doo-dum. There you go. Marley's off. He's a bit of a window licker. I think there must be someone walking their dog out the front, and he gives them a little barky hello, but the tail's waggling. He was just there before. I thought he was going to bomb the set, but he hasn't. He's gone off to bark at his friend. Barking. All right. Now, if I put the metronome back on, here's a little bit of negative space, empty sound. I'm going to deliberately keep the bass drum sparse. Okay? 2, 3. Now, when you're actually dealing with that, then we can deal with attack. And I've got wooden tips there. These are my COVID sticks. I've had them for a few years. They're fairly close to me now. And I use them until they drop, a bit like me. There you go. And what happens is that if I take the snares off again, I've gone over to my the left side, the annex. So that is a double paradiddle. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. I got a bit carried away there. All right. So there you go. I better start wrapping the show up. Hey, yeah. I hope you enjoyed what I'm doing. That was all a double paradiddle. And then I used the whip. Not a big whip, a medium whip, like cool whip. Yeah, them. I got the reference. Still a double paradiddle. There it is, you see, finished with a little bit of a pushed single there. And I'll love and leave you. My name is Chris Quinlan. And what I'm trying to do here is give you a few little tips on your rudiments, everything that you would normally do on a practice pad. When I was coming up, there was a little bit of a time when there seemed to be the invisible wall. There was all the stuff I did on the practice pad, and then I got on the drum kit. And to be honest with you, the first thing where I went, he's doing a paradiddle, was John Henry Bonham on Gallows Pole. Immigrant Song, I should say. And Gallows Pole's on the other side. Sorry about that. But yeah, Immigrant Song. He didn't play like that, he did it with his feet, but that's what it is. But later on, with when Trent Reznor did an electronic version of it, you could tell that that was a paradiddle. With the lady, I forget her first name, Christine O, or whatever. The girl who kicked the hornet's nest, sort of thing. He got the Academy Award for the soundtrack with that. Trent Reznor did. He did, and it was. There it is. There you go. And then what happens is you put it all down here. Oh, I'll have this up tomorrow, late tomorrow. And yes, please check them out. There you go. Negative space, split rudiments, all these different things, all with flams. Overtone scale, check it out. There you go. Oi, I'm off. Hey!